3 Toyotas on this list will outlast your car payment by a decade. One of them costs less per month than your streaming subscriptions combined. And the third one is so overlooked that dealerships are practically giving them away, even though they share the same bulletproof drivetrain as the models everyone fights over. I have been working on cars for over 2 decades now. I have seen Toyotas push past 400,000 miles without breaking a sweat, and I have watched overpriced competitors fall apart before the warranty expired. Right now, there are 3 Toyota models sitting on dealer lots collecting dust, because everyone is too busy overpaying for the obvious choices like RAV4 and the Camry. Today, I am counting down 3 Toyotas that cost under $25,000, have maintenance costs lower than most economy cars, and will still be running reliably when you hand the keys to your grandkids. I am saving the most shocking one for the end. Let me start with number 3, the Toyota Avalon. This full-size sedan is one of the most reliable vehicles Toyota has ever produced, and almost nobody shopping for a used car even thinks about it. Younger buyers assume it's an old person's car. Everyone else forgot it exists. Meanwhile, mechanics like me are scooping these up for our families because we know something the general public doesn't. About 6 weeks ago, a 2019 Avalon rolled into my shop with 168,000 miles on the odometer. The owner was convinced something major had to be failing because the car had been running so long without any significant repairs. He said it still drove as smooth as the day he bought it. I got it up on the lift and inspected everything thoroughly. You know what it needed? New front brake, rotors, and pads. That's it. $340 total, and he was out the door. I've worked on probably 200 Avalons over the years. You know what components I almost never have to replace? The engine, the transmission, the suspension bushings. These vehicles are boring in the best possible way. Here's what Toyota figured out with the Avalon that other manufacturers still haven't mastered. The 3.5-liter V6 uses a timing chain instead of a timing belt. That means you're not shelling out $900 to $1,400 every 90,000 miles like you would on some European competitors. The transmission is Toyota's proven 8-speed automatic. No CVT complications. No dual-clutch reliability nightmares. Just gears that engage smoothly and last forever. Average annual repair cost on an Avalon runs about $463. The class average for full-size sedans sits around $590. That's $127 a year you keep in your wallet every single year you own this car. Now here's what nobody discusses. The Avalon was discontinued after 2022, which means supply is fixed while these cars continue depreciating. You're getting Lexus ES levels of refinement and reliability at $5,000 to $8,000 less than an equivalent Lexus. If you're hunting for one, target model years 2019 through 2022. Avoid the 2013 model year specifically, since that year had some water pump issues and higher complaint counts. Who should buy this car? If you want something that starts every single morning without complaint, rides like a luxury vehicle, and costs less to maintain than a Corolla, this is your sedan. Who should skip it? If you need SUV ride height or maximum cargo flexibility, the Avalon probably isn't the right fit. My mechanic's verdict on this one is simple. The Avalon is what happens when Toyota engineers ask themselves, what if we just built something that never causes problems? That was $463 a year in repairs. This next Toyota will save you over $1,400 a year in fuel costs alone. Number 2 is the Toyota Prius. I know what you are thinking. The Prius? Seriously? Hear me out, because this is the most misunderstood vehicle on the road, and that misunderstanding is exactly why it represents such incredible value right now. A customer walked into my shop about 3 weeks ago asking me to inspect a 2020 Prius he found listed for $19,500. He was skeptical. Thought something had to be wrong with it at that price. Same hybrid system that powers some of the most expensive Toyotas on the road. Same legendary reliability. Same 50+ miles per gallon. I went through that car carefully. It had 67,000 miles on it. No issues whatsoever. Original everything, including the hybrid battery. He asked me straight up what the catch was. I told him the truth. There is no catch. People just refuse to consider this car because of outdated stigmas about hybrid reliability. Toyota has been refining hybrid technology since 1997. The fourth-generation Prius uses a 1.8-liter Atkinson cycle engine paired with electric motors that achieve 50 to 56 miles per gallon combined on regular unleaded fuel. Not premium, regular. And that hybrid battery everyone worries about is warranted for 10 years or 150,000 miles. Real-world data shows these batteries routinely lasting 200,000 miles or more. Average annual repair cost on a Prius is $408. That is $182 below the mid-size car average. Now factor in fuel savings. At current gas prices, compared to a typical sedan getting 30 miles per gallon, a Prius owner saves roughly $1,200 to $1,500 per year in fuel costs. Add the lower repair costs together with the fuel savings, and you are looking at close to $1,600 in annual savings. Here is what makes no sense. A 2020 Prius has depreciated approximately 32% in 4 years. A RAV4 from the same year has only dropped maybe 20%. The Prius shares Toyota's most refined hybrid technology with the RAV4 Hybrid, yet it costs thousands less simply because of perception and styling preferences. Target the 2020 or 2021 model years. These represent mature production runs with the lowest complaint counts. Check the 12-volt auxiliary battery when inspecting any Prius, since this small battery powers the computer systems and previous owners sometimes neglect it. Who should buy this car? If you are planning to keep a vehicle for 250,000 miles and want to spend half as much on gas as everyone else, the Prius is the obvious choice. Who should skip it? If you need significant cargo space or towing capability, look elsewhere. My mechanic's verdict is this: the Prius is the most reliable vehicle Toyota sells, wrapped in styling that keeps prices artificially low. Smart buyers recognize this. Before I reveal number 1, I need you to understand why this final choice matters more than the other two combined. This next vehicle has a reputation that makes budget shoppers nervous. And that reputation is exactly why you can get Toyota's most capable drivetrain with a premium interior for under $24,000. Number 1 is the Toyota Highlander Hybrid. This is the 3-row SUV that dealers struggle to move because families assume it's out of their budget and single buyers think they don't need the space. Meanwhile, mechanics are buying these for their own households. Let me tell you what happened last week. A customer brought in a 2020 Highlander Hybrid for a pre-purchase inspection. Excellent condition, 52,000 miles, listed at $29,500. I told him it was mechanically flawless. Buy it immediately. Another customer in the waiting room overheard my recommendation and started questioning why anyone would buy a hybrid SUV when gas prices might drop. He insisted that hybrid premiums never pay off, and that the technology is too complicated to be reliable. I explained his assumptions were based on information from 2008. Toyota's hybrid system has proven itself over millions of vehicles and billions of miles. The Highlander Hybrid has been refined since 2006. This is not experimental technology. This is mature engineering that outlasts conventional drivetrains while using significantly less fuel. He did not like hearing that. He went back to scrolling on his phone while sitting next to his check engine light-equipped crossover. The fourth-generation Highlander Hybrid uses a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine paired with electric motors producing a combined 243 horsepower. This hybrid system is essentially the same architecture powering the Lexus RX Hybrid, the Sienna minivan, and the Venza. Parts availability is enormous. Repair knowledge is widespread. Nothing about this drivetrain is exotic or difficult to service. The Highlander Hybrid shares its platform with some of the most popular vehicles Toyota produces. It shares components with the Camry Hybrid, the RAV4 Hybrid, and the Lexus ES Hybrid. When something eventually wears out after 200,000 miles, you're paying mainstream Toyota prices for components manufactured by the millions. Average annual repair cost runs about $489. The three-row SUV average is $732. You're saving $243 a year compared to competitors like the Chevy Traverse or the Ford Explorer. The severe repair probability sits at just 7%, while the segment average is 14%. Note the savings. Here's what should make you question everything you thought you knew about car shopping. The 2020 Highlander Hybrid has depreciated approximately 31% in 4 years. That represents over $14,000 in value that evaporated, not because of mechanical problems, but purely because of market perception. This is depreciation you can use to your advantage. Meanwhile, a Lexus RX Hybrid from the same year held its value significantly better despite similar reliability data and actually higher average repair costs. You're not paying for a better vehicle when you choose the Lexus. You're paying for the badge. Target 2020, 2021, or 2022 model years. All of these represent the current generation with Toyota's latest hybrid technology. Avoid the 2019 and earlier hybrid models since those use the older generation drivetrain. Any Toyota dealer can service a Highlander Hybrid. Hybrid-specific training is standard across the dealer network now. You do not need specialized mechanics or worry about finding service in rural areas. Who should buy this vehicle? If you want three-row capability, hybrid fuel economy of 35 to 36 miles per gallon, and legendary Toyota reliability, the Highlander Hybrid is the smartest choice in the segment. Who should skip it? If you need maximum towing capacity, or you are going to trade it in within 3 years, look at other options. The Hybrid Premium takes about 4 years to fully offset through fuel savings. My mechanic's verdict is straightforward. The Highlander Hybrid is a Lexus RX in family clothing, with a price tag that makes absolutely no sense given what you are actually getting. Those are 3 Toyotas that have earned my respect over thousands of hours working on them. The Toyota Avalon, the Toyota Prius, and the Toyota Highlander Hybrid. Combined repair costs on these 3 vehicles are lower than a single transmission replacement on some of the flashier crossovers people keep overpaying for. You now understand more about used Toyota value than 90% of shoppers walking onto dealer lots this weekend. Next time someone tells you to just get a RAV4 because that is what everyone buys, you will know there are smarter ways to spend your money. That is 2 decades of shop experience talking. Drive safe. Take care of your Toyota and it will take care of you for a very long time.